Thursday night football is done for the season. Well, Thursday night football on a Thursday night, that is. This week, the Colts are visiting Baltimore to play the Ravens on Saturday afternoon, which isn't it as TNF. Okay, sure, why not? For the second week in a row, we get two games on Saturday, and the nightcap isn't a Thursday game on a day that is decidedly not Thursday, either. The Vikings head to Lambeau to play the Packers to close out the doubleheader. One of these matchups is much more intriguing than the other, but there are still reasons to both, and they should serve as a nice appetizer leading into a Sunday with plenty of playoff implications. Here's what to look for on NFL Saturday. The Colts could set the record for leads in a season. There haven't been many reasons to the Colts this season. If there's one now, it's to see if and how they'll another halftime lead. They've done it better than any other team this season and could tie an ignominious NFL record this week if they manage to hold a lead at the half and then give it away. This will be the Colts' 7th in halftime lead of the season. NFL record is 8. This year still has a chance to make history. George Bremer at Bremer, December 15, 2017. The Colts, who are on a 5-game losing streak, have 5 leads of at least 10 points or more. The biggest this season was a 14-point lead against the Steelers on November 12. They lost 20-17. The latest halftime lead they blew came on Thursday night, an actual Thursday in Week 15 against the Brock Osweiler-led Broncos. Osweiler entered the game for an injured Trevor Seaman and torched the Colts defense for one of his best showings ever. If they get a halftime lead against the Ravens, it's hard to believe they'll hold it. The Ravens still have a real shot to make some noise thanks to a revived Joe Flacco. Early in the season, a dominant defense was prepared to drag the Ravens into the playoffs despite sub-Osweiler numbers from starting quarterback Joe Flacco. But in his last 3 games, the former Super Bowl MVP has thrown for 826 yards, 5 two-counts, and just 1 interception, his 3 highest yardage totals of the season in that 2-1 stretch. If he can piece an underwhelming offense back together, it spells trouble for the rest of the AFC. A healthy Baltimore team is an agent of chaos in the playoffs. No team in the AFC has done more to derail the Patriots' recent postseason hopes than the Ravens, who have ended New England's season twice in 8 years and were a missed 32-yard field goal from pushing the Pats to overtime back in the 2011 season. The Ravens are holding opposing passers to a 70.4 rating this season, the equivalent of an average C.J. Beathard performance. Their rushing defense isn't as efficient but still ranks 11th in yards allowed per carry. That's a strong enough unit to win games with mediocre passing performances. As of the last 3 weeks, Flacco has turned his season around from objectively awful to not bad, and that's bad news for Baltimore's playoff opponents. The Colts mascot will probably the air again. It's been just over a year since the Colts mascot, Blue, gave us this wonder gif of him in the air after a Lamar Miller 2-count in Indy. It's mesmerizing. Blue's one of the better mascots in the NFL. Or depending on how you feel about him pushing kids around. Tension between the Packers and Vikings pound Anthony Barr in Week 6. Anthony Barr's tackle on Aaron Rodgers broke the quarterback's collarbone, which derailed Green Bay's season. The Vikings went on to win the NFC North. Rodgers finally came back last week when the Packers still had a shot to grab a wild card spot, but they came up short in a loss against the Panthers. Now out of the playoff race, the Packers decided to put Rodgers on IR. After Rodgers' injury, Packers coach Mike McCarthy called Barr's hit an illegal act while Vikings coach Mike Zimmer insisted his team wasn't dirty. Barr is still getting hate mail from Packers fans. "I'm sure they'll all be fired up," Barr said, via ESPN. "So will we." But he also tried to dismiss the rematch at Lambeau as anything more than a rivalry game with playoff implications for his team. "We're playing for seeding. We have big things to play for right now. Division games are always important. Road games are always important. Our focus, is winning the game. Doesn't matter who the opponent is." While Barr isn't thinking about their last meeting, the Packers, even with nothing to play for but pride, likely won't forget. Teddy Bridgewater's incredible comeback could continue against the Packers. Bridgewater completed another major step in his return to football last weekend, earning a thunderous ovation in his first appearance for the Vikings since January 2016. It was an affirming moment that showcased the young passer's tenacity in rehabbing a career-threatening knee injury that kept him from the field the past 29 games. On Saturday, he might get the chance to play against an old rival. Bridgewater beat the Packers in his last regular season start to clinch an NFC North hole for Minnesota at the tail end of the 2015 season. Should Saturday's game get out of hand, like last week's 34-7 win over the Bengals did, it could be Teddy time at Lambeau Field. A late-season Vikings-Packers game is rarely a place for out-wins and garbage-time snaps for backups, but Week 16's affair could be different. Last week's loss to the Panthers, paired with Atlanta's win over Tampa Bay, eliminated Green Bay from playoff contention and pushed Aaron Rodgers back to injured reserve. Brett Hundley will take his place after going 0-4 against teams with winning records as a starter. Minnesota only outscored Green Bay 23-10 at home the last time it faced Hundley. A bigger performance on the road could mean Bridgewater gets another chance to prove his devastating injury hasn't eroded his passing skill. After an 0-2 performance that wasn't entirely his fault last week, he'll be champing at the bit for another opportunity.